In this video we're going to be looking at layers, groups and locking elements. Firstly, layers. This is what dictates the layering of elements on a slide. So for example, if we drag this picture on top of the icon, you can see that this is above it on the upmost layer and then the icon disappears. If you wanted the icon to be above the picture, with the picture selected, right hand click, you then got center back and center back, and that'll send this picture right to the back of the layering, and then you've got the icon here. So if we take the text over the top as well, you can see the text is the highest layer, picture's one at the back, and then the icon sits in the middle of them. You can tweak it individually as well by right hand clicking, and then you've got, say, center back, and instead of center back, which would send it all the way to the back, you could send it backward, which would send it one layer backwards. Sometimes it's tricky to get it right, so send the background elements right to the back, the last thing you do, and have the other ones above it so that you can get the layering correct. If you're not sure, just keep sending elements to the back until you've got the elements in the order that you want them. The next thing we've got is groups. So at the moment you can see that we've got the elements all individually and you're clicking and dragging them around as seen. The trouble with this is you might lose the positioning on the design. So say for example we wanted this icon to be centered over the top of the picture like this. What we can do is if we select the icon, hold down shift and select the picture at the same time, you can right hand click and then group. And as you can see, the select has changed for it. So now when I drag it, those two elements act as one because they're in a group, and it will keep that positioning. You can double click on it and it will select the items within the group and allow you to move them around within the group. And then when you click off again, it still maintains that positioning, but at the same time maintains the grouping. If there's elements that are grouped and you need to ungroup them, select it, right hand click, group and ungroup, and you can see those elements are now individual again, and you'll be able to drag and drop them individually. Sometimes it's useful to ungroup elements, sort out positioning, and then regroup them afterwards. The last thing in this video we're going to look at is locking. If we select those two, right hand click and then group them to make them a single group, and if we wanted them positioned perfectly centered vertically and horizontally, what we can then do is right hand click and then lock. What this will do is it will lock that element to the canvas, so I can't now get hold of it to move it around. You can see no matter how many times I try and click and drag, it doesn't move. If I need to move it, I can right hand click and then unlock, and then you can see that element moves freely again. This is particularly useful when you have text. So if we put the text over the top here, and I'm just going to right hand click and lock, I then can't move that text box, but what I can do is double click in it and type new text over the top. So this means that we can position text boxes from a design point of view, but still allow you to have full editing control over the content within them. But again, if you do need to move things, it's right hand click, unlock, and then that element can be freely moved around the canvas again.